Hello students, today I will continue with the chapter The Case Studies Lumberjacks of Canada and the Life in the Amazon Basin. In my last video, I have discussed up to the point that why lumbering is confined only in the winter season. In my last video, I have done much more than that, but unfortunately it was not uploaded, which I later found that it was not uploaded due to some technical fault. So today I will once again start from the next portion. So as I said that previously lumbering was confined only to the winter season, but nowadays lumbering is not confined only to the winter. As a result, it is now carried on in summer also. So one advantage of lumbering being carried out in summer also is that the lumberjacks get employment throughout the year. So previously only a small portion, a part of the year, that is only during the winter they got the employment, but now throughout the year they get employment. The camps have now become much bigger and better. Previously the camps were made up of wood, but now a little bit better or sophisticated it has become. And it supports the settled communities of workers. So previously the lumberjacks used to come and stay in a camp, but now as the work is there for throughout the year, so now the lumberjacks settle in a particular community. The settled communities of workers live there. Another advantage for the lumberjacks was previously the communication system was not developed, so the people or the lumberjacks, they were totally cut off from their families. So they could not communicate with their family members, and they remained isolated. They had a lonely life. But because of the development of the communication system, the lumberjacks do not feel isolated and cut off from their family members. Now they can communicate with their family members on a regular basis. So this is another advantage. So now what I said, that among the developments that have taken place in the life of the lumberjacks is that now they are getting employment throughout the year, because it was previously confined only to the winter season because of certain reasons, but now it is done in the summer also. And now there is the settled communities, they live there. The camps of the lumberjacks have become much better, and the communication system has also developed, because now they can communicate every day with their family members, and they do not feel that they are isolated, or they do not feel lonely also. Now before starting today we will discuss the total activities or the work plan of the lumberjacks. Now as we in the school, with the teachers, or everywhere for that matter, before the beginning of the session, we make certain plans. That is the study how to our plans, that is our lesson plan, how we will communicate with the students, etc., etc. In the same way, the lumberjacks, before the beginning of the work, what they do, first and foremost, they survey the entire area. And what is the survey done for? That where the felling of the trees will take place. As you know that lumbering is the system of cutting down of trees and transporting them to the market. So first and foremost is they have to see that the place where the trees will be felled, that should be clear, and the path through which the logs will be taken out, that should also be clear. Otherwise, if the path is full of forest and the trees, then it will be difficult for the lumberjacks to take the logs out of the forest. So the trees has to be cut. Now first thing they will see that which are the mature trees. Now let me students tell you that as in human beings, there is a period of maturity. A child takes birth, then he grows up, he becomes a man, then he becomes old, and after a certain time the person dies. Similarly, the trees also has a maturity period. That means a tree is full grown. After that it will not grow. So that is the right time to cut the tree. After that, if we do not cut the tree, then the tree gets damaged. So first thing is that they have to find out that which are the mature trees. Only those trees are to be cut. Immature trees should not be cut. So the mature trees are identified and the tracks and roads are accordingly made within the forest. So first the tracks are made and the roads are also made through which the logs will be taken out from the forest. Now the actual process of felling the trees and the transporting the timber requires a great skill. Now as simply I am telling you, these are not so simple. So for this the lumberjacks are very skilled people, they are efficient people and they know how to do the work. The lumberjacks are classified into 4 groups. Now the lumberjacks do not do all the activities involved in the process of lumbering. So the lumberjacks are divided into 4 groups depending on the nature of their work. As you know that a single person cannot do the entire work, so the entire process of lumbering, which are the processes involved in lumbering, are divided into the 4 sections. First is the high riggers. Who are these people? Now the high riggers are the one who climb high up to the tree, and to be safe they tie themselves with a belt. They tie themselves with the safety belt and they tie it with the tree, then they climb the high up the tree. Now while climbing the tree they carry a saw and an axe with them. So these are the instruments through which on the way all the branches that they get, they go on cutting as they go up. Is it clear? So while they are climbing high up the tree, they go on cutting the branches with the help of saw and axe. When they have nearly climbed the top of the tree, what they do, they fell the narrow top of the trees, then they attach a cable to the top of the tree, a type of rope which is called as a cable to the upper part of the tree, and they quickly climb down the tree. So their role is just to climb up. On the way they cut down all the branches that come in between. Then they tie a cable at the top of the tree and then they quickly come down. The cable is then secured to the ground to control the direction of the falling of the tree. Hope all of you have understood. And then as they come down, the base of the tree is cut. Just imagine, as the base of the tree is cut, the tree becomes weak. Now it is about to fall. So when it is about to fall, with the help of the cable, the people standing down, they just give the direction to the tree, and in that direction only the tree will fall. Suppose the tree is to be fall on the eastern side, so they will pull the tree on the eastern side, so it will fall, so it will be easy for them to carry the log. They use modern equipment like power driven saws. Now to cut the base of the tree, they do not cut it with axe or something else because it will take more time, because for commercial exploitation of the trees they cannot waste much time. So the base of the tree is cut with the help of the power driven saw instead of axes. The cable is finally pulled to bring down the tree ground. So in this way, this is the first activity of the lumberjacks, and this activity is done by the high riggers. Then the sawyers of the buckers. Who are they? After the tree have been felled, so once the tree falls into the ground, the sawyers of the buckers, now it is their role, they take over. So you have to memorize the 4 group of people who are involved in the process of lumbering. The leftover branches are removed with the power driven saws. Now after cutting the tree, whatever branches are left, not the main trunk, whatever branches are left, they cut those branches so it will be easy to pull. The trunk is then bucked or cut into required lengths. So such a big tree cannot be pulled, so the trunk is cut into equal lengths, equal pieces. The length of each piece meant for pulping, so which is used for the paper mill, that is known as pulping, that will be 1 to 2 meter. And if it is being sent to the sawmill, that means the wood will be used for making furnitures and all, then the wood is cut into 4 meter long pieces. So if it is used for pulping, then 1 to 2 meter, and if it is sent to the sawmill, that means the wood will be used for making furnitures and all, then it will be cut into 4 meter long pieces. Then the next role is of the skidders. after bucking. Bucking means the cutting into equal lengths. The skidders use tractors to pull bundle of logs. So a lot of trunks will be cut, then they will be tied and the bundles are pulled with the help of the logs used track out of the forest. So previously the track is made. Now with the help of the heavy tractors, these logs, the bundle of logs are taken out. The logs are collected on the bank of a frozen river. So it is taken to the bank of a frozen river, then a rail track or a road. This point is known as the loading point. So it is then taken to the bank of a frozen river. And then comes the last group of people, they are known as the haulers or the river drivers. When spring approaches, the river starts melting, thawing. Thaw means to melt. So previously it was frozen, now it will melt, and the hauler or the river driver pushes the bundle into the river, pushes the bundle of logs into the river. But nowadays the logs are not pushed by manually, that is by people, but it is pushed by the help of the machines. Sometimes the bundle of logs get entangled. Now as many logs are pushed into the river, so it gets entangled. That means it gets trapped with one another. So for this reason, this is known as the log jam. As in the street, you see many vehicles, when they get entangled, so there is a jam caused. In the same way, in the rivers, when the many logs are pushed into the river, there is a log jam. Then the haulers who wear spiked boots and carry long pointed poles blast the logs with the help of the dynamites. So with the help of the dynamites, they blast the logs so that they get free from the log jam. They have to move. Now after blasting the dynamites, they have to run away fast or to move fast to save their life, or otherwise they might get killed, which is very dangerous. Then huge mills are located farther downstream. So down the stream of the rivers, there are big sawmills. Each mill has a log pond. So now these logs will be kept in the log pond, where the logs are stored in water till they are needed. So if the logs are kept into the water, so that the logs get seasoned, it gets seasoned and it will be used accordingly. These days, however, timber is almost always transported by rail or road. So nowadays rivers, the logs are not sent through the rivers, but they are sent through the rail or road. So today we will do up to this. Next day we will start from that the lumbering does not just involve the felling of trees. Along with this, whatever the other activities involved in the process of lumbering, that we will discuss next day. Till then, all of you take care of yourself, stay safe, stay healthy, and read the chapter as well as go through the video. Take care of yourself. Goodbye.